And we are live. Come on in, come on in. Where my separated people at? Where are all of my separated people? Come on in, come on in. Come on in, come on in. Come on in so we can get this thing started tonight. This is a live dating show for separated people. Yeah. Mhm. Mm. In fact, let me go ahead and put the link in the chat right now for the people who would like to come up here that is separated and looking for love. So you can come on in. Yeah. There's the link right there. The link is in the chat for the separated people. And if you are a person who is separated and you're looking for love, come on over here. Yeah. Come on in. Come on in. Let me take these shades off. Here for the tea. What's going on, girl? Hey, 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 here for the tea. How are you, hon? Mm. Girl, do you know anybody that's separated? If you do know somebody that's separated and they've been separated forever and they just won't get a divorce, but they out here living their life like they single, tell them to come on over here and they can find a date over here. But here's the kicker. The kicker is the separated people gotta date each other. Okay? Leave us single people alone. Y'all gotta date each other. Period, period, and period. Yeah. So last week when I came on, I gave you all some information about North Carolina, and what it means for you to be set, like what qualifies you to be legally separated in North Carolina. And what qualifies you to be legally separated in North Carolina is all you have to do is decide that, not only decide, but actually do it. So, like, for example, if you are a married couple in North Carolina and you and your spouse decide that you want to separate, you can just move out from each other the very next day. And guess what? Boom, you're separated. You don't have to go down to the courthouse to file any papers or anything like that, no legal separation papers. All you have to do is just live under a different roof. You can't be living under the same roof in separate rooms. You got to be living under a totally different roof in order for North Carolina to acknowledge your separation as a separation. You feel me? Now, tonight, I'm going to get into what is the qualifications to be a separated or legally separated in South Carolina. But before I do that, let's see what y'all talking about in the chat. You said I had a cousin that was separated from her husband 20 years. Yes, they need to just divorce and get it. Girl, what's the problem? You know what? Here for the tea. I have a close friend. Who's separated right now from her husband and been separated from her husband for a good, I want to say I'm not exactly sure how long they've been separated, but I'm pretty sure it's been at the very least 10 years. At the very least. And she got a whole live-in boyfriend. She got a whole live-in boyfriend. Before I get into South Carolina laws when it comes to separation, I want to give y'all my opinion on why these people don't get a legal divorce. And it's my opinion. It's not facts. It's an opinion. And most of the time, well, I won't say most of the time. I'm going to say the things that I have to say to you all in regards to my opinion. I can guarantee you that most of you will agree with me. So let's get into it. But in the meantime, in between time, if you are a separated person out there, you hit the link, and let's talk about it. Let's talk about your separation. Let's talk about your marriage. Let's talk about how long you've been separated. Let's talk about your plans, with the plans that you have in place to actually get a divorce. Let's talk about it. Okay? In the meantime. And then let's talk about what are you looking for in terms of a new partner with your happy, sad, married ass. Yeah, that's right. I said it. Happy and sad at the same damn time. So, these are the reasons why I think that people don't get a divorce. Wait a minute. Do y'all hear that? The people is loud downstairs. Like I got my patio door open right here, and I could hear the people downstairs conversation loud and motherfucking clear right about now. Like when I tell you the conversation is like really, really loud, I can hear them. I can hear everything they saying. Can y'all hear it? But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So let's get into these reasons why I think that people don't get a divorce. Number one. Number one. Like the age old saying goes, it's cheaper to keep her. It is cheaper to motherfucking keep her. Okay? And honestly, in some cases, it's cheaper to keep him. Okay, baby. People don't want to get a divorce. They don't want to get the legal stuff because they got too many financial ties. They got children. They got houses and all these different assets and different things together. So they don't want to break that because guess what? If I do that, then I'm going to have to pay up. And I don't want to do that. So guess what? I'm just going to keep this marriage going. These papers, I'm going to keep these papers in place. It's not a marriage at that point because the minute that you separate from each other and you both or even one of you start like dating other people or just living your life like a single person, guess what? It is no longer a marriage. Yeah, you're legally married, but it's no longer a marriage. Okay? There's a difference, in my opinion. There is a difference. That is not a marriage. Okay? Because you're no longer together. Yo, they really loud outside. Like seriously, these people are really, really loud outside. And had I known that they was going to be loud like this, I would have never opened my door. But it's a little hot in here, and I don't want to turn my AC on. And I just wanted a little fresh air, but I didn't know the fresh air was going to come with loud people talking out on their patio and stuff. Ooh. Anyway, let me keep going. Let me keep going. The second reason why, in my opinion, people don't go and get a divorce is they're too damn lazy. These motherfuckers be lazy. They just don't want to go down here to the courthouse and file the paperwork. They don't feel like sitting in line. They don't want to, they just lazy. They don't want to go and do the legwork. They just don't want to do it. It's like, I just don't feel like it. I don't feel like going down to the courthouse and filling out the paperwork and telling the people all of my business. And I just don't feel like it. I'm just too damn lazy. They're too damn lazy. That's the second reason, in my opinion. And y'all, I keep taking my glasses on and off. Y'all forgive me, y'all. I don't need them to read. I only need them to read. The third reason, in my opinion, why people don't get a divorce after they've been separated for so long is they just simply don't give a damn. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care about the next person they're going to get involved with. They don't care about their spouse and how it may affect them and them moving on. They just don't care. It's like, whatever. Who gives a fuck? We're going to literally be married until we die. They don't care. The fourth reason is they're just too damn cheap. Too damn cheap. And I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, it costs a couple of $1,000 or a couple of $100 or whatever it costs. When your ass got married, most of y'all mofos had a big behind wedding that y'all, and y'all paid tens of thousands of dollars. So why you can't take your cheap behind down there to the courthouse and pay a couple of $100 or $1,000 or whatever it is? I don't know what it costs. And every state is different. Let me just say that. Every state is different. I know in New York, it's about $300 if you go down to the court and you do an uncontested, I think it's called uncontested divorce. It's about $300. What's the problem? Go ahead and get it done. You spent more than that to actually get married. Sure. And last but not least, in my opinion, again, these are all opinions of mine. Last but not least, you still want that old thing back. A lot of times these people won't follow through because they still want their spouse. They're still holding on. Those papers mean something to a lot of people. It means that you're still mine. It means that I have ownership. It means that we are tied for life. So if I grant you a divorce, then that means that I could never get back in your good graces. You hear what I'm saying? So, again, that is my last reason why I think, in my opinion, some married people, not all of them, because I have 5 different things or 5 different reasons why I feel like married people don't get a divorce. So, this one about them wanting that old thing back doesn't apply to everyone, okay? But it definitely applies to some folks out there. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get into. I wrote down what it takes to be legally separated in South Carolina. So, like I told you guys, in North Carolina, all it takes for you to be legally separated is for you to move out from your spouse. If you and your spouse decide today that tomorrow I want to live under a separate roof from you in the state of North Carolina, North Carolina will recognize that as a legal separation. Period. Now, let's get into South Carolina. Y'all know we're in the Bible Belt down here, so especially when you get down to the South Carolina, the further south you go, it's like it get a little crazy. Okay, this is some good old Bible Belt down here. They don't play like that down here. They don't play like that down here when it comes to stuff like this. Okay, they take this kind of stuff real serious. So in South Carolina, it says South Carolina does not recognize legal separation. Did y'all know that? Come on, let's talk about it. South Carolina doesn't even recognize legal separation. Let that sink in. So that means that you and your spouse could decide today or tomorrow in South Carolina that y'all not going to live together. And one of the parties involved could be a spiteful, hateful, vindictive person and decide that they're going to file a divorce. So let's say y'all decide you're going to separate from each other and you're living in one place, your spouse is living in another place, and the person that actually wanted the divorce, usually it's one person that wants the divorce. It's 9 times out of 10, or most times, is not both parties that want the divorce. There's always one person that want it. So the person that actually wants the divorce is going to be the person that is going to be quick to move on, right? Not only are they going to move out from you, but they're going to actually move on and start dating and start seeing other people and just start living their life like they are free and single. I mean, they're free, but they're not legally single, right? So that person, let's say the person that got left, they decide, you know what? I'm gonna make your life a living hell. And I'm going to make your life a living hell by going down to the courts and filing for a divorce under the grounds that you have committed adultery. Because the state of South Carolina does not recognize legal separation, they have a case. You are committing adultery in the eyes of the law. in the state of South Carolina because they do not recognize legal separation. So all y'all people out there in South Carolina who's married and separated, got to be careful, especially with them bitter spouses. Now, let me keep reading. So it says here, South Carolina does not recognize legal separation. Instead, South Carolina Family Courts issues orders. They issue orders of separate maintenance and support, which provide specific details regarding parties, child custody, visitation, and support arrangements, as well as maintaining marital assets and paying marital debts until the case is resolved at a final trial. So they'll issue maintenance, meaning they issue maintenance of support, meaning, so they said marital debt. So that just basically means whatever debts y'all acquired together as a married couple. Child support, visitation, things like that. They'll issue those type of orders for you to abide by. Outside of that, they're not recognizing a legal separation. Legal separation doesn't exist in South Carolina. It does not exist. Yeah, you're separated and you're no longer living under the same roof with your spouse, but South Carolina doesn't acknowledge that. South Carolina is saying you have to get a divorce, period. It says an order of separate maintenance support is a temporary order. Then it's temporary. So I don't know how long they give you to finalize your divorce, but well, you know what? I'm lying. Let me keep reading. An order of separate maintenance support is a temporary order. It does not cover the issue of divorce and it does not end parties' marriage. You can obtain you can obtain no fault divorce if you can obtain a no fault divorce if you live separate for 1 year. So you can get a divorce, but you have to have been living separate for 1 year. Separate bedrooms does not qualify. So all of you people that's living in the same household and you're saying that you're not together in South Carolina, guess what? That don't count. Even if you're living under the same roof, it doesn't count. But if a damn sure doesn't count if you're living under the same roof and you in one bedroom and your spouse is in the other bedroom. That does not count. So basically, in the state of South Carolina, you can get a court order to pay marital debts, child support, and things of that nature. But you got to be separated for 1 year before you can get a divorce. So yeah. So I decided that what I'm going to do here is every week when I come on this live with this topic, I'm going to give you all the information on each state and what each state um, says or recognize in terms of separation. In addition to that, like I said, the platform is open for the people who are legally separated. I told you all last week that I was going to bring the information about the websites because I did hear, I haven't seen it for myself, but I did hear that there are websites for, it's dating sites, dating websites for people that's separated. And I've been doing my research and digging and trying to find them, but I haven't found one yet. I haven't found it yet. However, like I said, I did hear that that is the case. I heard that there are websites out there for separated people. And like I said earlier in this video, Kendra G says that you cannot come on her platform if you are separated and not legally divorced. But guess what? You can come your ass over here. You can come your happy, sad ass over here and find you a date. But here's the kicker. Y'all gotta date each other and leave the single people out of it. I just think that separated people need to date separated people because y'all in the same damn boat. That's just like people that go on to Kendra G's show looking for love. Well, I'm gonna use the women for example specifically. That's like the women going on the show saying, "Oh, I want a man that makes 100K a year, but she only make 50,000." What? Do you make 100K? Or they never even dated a man that makes 100K. And then, like, what's the big fucking deal anyway about this 100K? What's the big deal? What's the big deal? Like, these people act like 100K is like a whole bunch of money. That's not a lot of money in today's economy. Like, what is up with this number, this 100K? What's up with it? Child, boo. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But the link is in the chat if you all, if anybody want to come in and give their spill on tonight's topic, on any of the things that I spoke about tonight. Tonight, I just gave my opinion on why I think that separated people don't actually go ahead and get a divorce. I also talked about the different, the law in South Carolina when it comes to being separated. And I gave a brief description of the laws for North Carolina. If y'all want to know the laws for North Carolina in its entirety, it's on my last live that I did from last week, Saturday. I went into more details on that live. But yeah, I gave the details. I recapped basically on this live about North Carolina. But I went into full details about South Carolina and, the laws about legal separation in South Carolina. And, I'm going to reiterate and say it again. In the state of South Carolina, Legal separation is not recognized. It's not recognized. But you do have to be separated for a year before you can actually get a divorce in South Carolina. Because, like I said, we're in the Bible Belt. This is the Bible Belt down here, and things are a little different down here. You know what I'm saying? It's just certain things that, um, according to our legal system, they're going to be a little bit more harsh, you know, especially marriage. And, let's just talk about marriage for a couple of seconds before I get off of here. I just want to talk about it. I want to talk about how people don't take those vows seriously. Let's talk about the day that you actually get married and you're so happy and you really feel in your heart that this is it. And you're going to spend the rest of your life with this person. And you just feel all this love and affection, and everything just feels so perfect. And I do believe that most people, if not everyone, that decide to get married, when they get down to that altar and when they're saying those vows, they really, really mean them. I believe they really mean them. I think they really be meaning it. Then life starts to happen. Things start happening, and they can't honor the vows. They cannot honor the vows. For whatever reason it is, whether it's finances or adultery or boredom or lack of communication. It's a multitude of reasons why people get a divorce. It's sad, but it's true. Let me tell y'all something about me. I'm a person that I love love. And I love when I see married couples stick it out through thick, through thin. Like the marriage vow says, for better, for worse, sickness and health. Like no matter what's going on, they get through it. They push through. They just keep pushing through. And they just keep going. They just keep going. They just keep going. They serious about their vows. That means something to me when I see that. But it's so many people that don't take the marriage vows seriously. They don't even try. They just give up. They give up so easily. And I'm talking about the people. When I say so easily, I'm talking about the people that's been married like for short periods of time, like a little 3 years here, a little 5 years, a little 6 years. Like those are short-lived marriages. Like people can be in relationships for those amount of times. I'm the people that I'm talking about that have that real stick to itness, that real like we going to thug it out until we die. I'm talking about the 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 year marriages. Those are the people I'm talking about. And I believe that people who are young in their marriage or like, have marriages that are pretty, they haven't had that much time, they need to have mentors, people that's been married. Their mentors should be people that's been married for, the 20 and the 30 and the 40 and the 50 and the 60 years. Those are the people that and when they have their marital issues, because no relationship is perfect, whether it's a marriage or not. None of it, no, it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be easy peasy. It's not going to be roses, a bed of roses all the time. That's unrealistic. That is, you're living in a fantasy if you think that it's going to be like that. But I believe that people that are like new in their marriage, like 10 years and under, they need to have those mentors, those people that they can trust. And when they have those trials and tribulations and those times where they just want to give up, they need to have those people that they can talk to, the elders, you know. There's I know in certain cultures, like in certain African cultures, like which country in particular? I can't think of the specific country, but um, a lot of different countries and cultures and people in Africa, they have that type of situation for their families. You know, um, they have it to where if they have the elders that is there for the younger people who are married, and if they're experiencing things that make them want to, separate and, or things that's just bringing them turmoil in their marriage, they have the elders that they can go to in their family to talk to for counsel. A lot of times people, specifically men, don't think or feel like they need a counselor or somebody to talk to. But that is far from the truth. Sometimes you need someone or some people that have been in your position to kind of, you know, talk to you and help you to see things from a different perspective, or, just from their perspective because they already been there. It's called seeking wise counsel, not going to people that haven't even experienced it or can't really help you with your situation, but you need to seek wise counsel. Counsel from a person or people who can really, really point you in the right direction or really pour into you the things, the knowledge, the information that you need in order to sustain your marriage. I mean, because when you really think about the marriage vows, think about when you really think about till death do us part. How many people take that serious? How many people take that serious? Not many. And these celebrities, they are the worst people to look up to when it comes to marriage. They definitely don't take their marriage vow serious. At the sight of trouble, at the sight of trouble, boom, they out. So what do our young people have to look up to when it comes to marriage and family and togetherness and relationships? Celebrities have such a big influence on young people. And that's what they got to look up to. That's what they got to look up to. Anyway, I enough of this rant because this is not what this live was supposed to be about. This live is for the separated people who out here living like they single, but they won't get a divorce. That's what this live is for. This live is for those people. You want to date somebody, you separated but married people, date each other. And come on this platform to find that date. Yeah, that's right. I said it. Because 9 times out of 10, you ain't gonna get a divorce anyway. You ain't gonna get a divorce, especially if you've been separated for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. So you might as well date another separated person. And y'all just be separated together, dating each other. Leave the single people alone. The single people want to get married. And they can't do that if you are still legally married. At least if you date another separated person, y'all in the same fucking boat. Right? Anyway, I've been on here for what? 43 minutes. And I'm out of here. It is 11:26, almost 11:30. And yeah, I'm getting out of here. Mhm. I'll be back next week with another separated live. If you know someone, I'm talking to the people that's watching this, whether you watching it while I'm live or if you watch the show after this live, if you know somebody that's separated, tell them to come on over here if they want to find a date. But again, here's the kicker. It has to be with another separated person. Anyway, with that being said, y'all, I'm going to get out of here. I did put the link in the chat. Nobody clicked the link to come up, which is fine. I might come back in about 30 minutes. Let me see how I feel. I haven't done a live where I just came on and kicked it with y'all and played some music and stuff like that. So I might come back on in about 30 minutes and play a little music so we could just jam tonight and whatever the case may be. So we'll see. We'll see how I feel because y'all know the last couple of times I told y'all I was going to do that. Child, I get off this live and I go lay my behind down somewhere and I can't get back up. So we're gonna see how I feel once I get off of here after about 30 minutes. If I feel like, I want to come back and just vibe with y'all and just play a little music, whatever, I may do that. But if not, I will catch you guys on the next video or the next live. But until next time, peace. Good night, guys. Bye.